Hi, folks. Let's give you a quick look at today's business headlines, though. For a little help with that, let's bring in host of Watchdog on Wall Street radio show and president of Markowski Investments, Chris Markowski, and the former chief economist under President Trump, Joseph Lavorgna. So, guys, welcome. Thanks for coming in on Easter. We appreciate this. But, you know, the markets may be closed on Sundays regularly, but they're super closed today. Let's start with the big headline of the week, though, that can't get away from anything. Elon Musk, he's launching this $43 billion, or he did launch the $43 billion offer. Twitter has issued this poison pill, which is very normal for a lot of these companies when they're trying to avoid this hostile takeover. Chris, Elon has teased a plan B, maybe C, and maybe even a D if the offer isn't accepted. What could you speculate is going through his mind and his people? What is he doing to kind of make this happen?
Well, prior to even his offer and in the announcement actually of him even taking the large stake, over a 9% stake in the company, he actually discussed actually starting his own social media company. The reality is he could dump the stock and he could start his own one if he wanted to, and I think it would become quite popular. We're starting to see a lot of stories in a myriad of different press vehicles out there, CNBC and major other ones, talking about prior tweets and whatnot. So the long knives are coming out for Elon Musk. They don't like the fact that he wants to step in and change the dynamic over at Twitter. The best tweet that he put out there was when he was basically citing Carl Icahn, when Carl Icahn talked years ago about firing 12 floors of people at the was it a railroad company back in the day. So yeah, they're frightened by him, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's kind of the issue here is there are a lot of legacy positions. I mean, look, I was in the military. I know about legacy positions. They, especially in bureaucracies, which some of these large companies become, Joseph, you have these people get promoted based on the fact that they're buddy-buddy or that they need a promotion, they need to move them up, otherwise they'll leave. But then they have to fill that place with staff. And so someone like Elon Musk coming in there and all these liberals losing their mind over it, do you think, Joseph, that at some point they're like, wow, I realize I really don't do anything here, and if Elon Musk does take over, my job might go away?
I'm not sure about that. It's interesting. I had seen a statistic that showed virtually no ownership of Twitter by the board. Jack Dorsey was the biggest shareholder at slightly over 2%. My approach would be just perform Section 230 and let the market mechanism take care of itself. If someone
Elon is the market right now,
right? Well, maybe we'll see. Yeah. He's not on the board. He's not on the board, and so it's hard. I'm not sure what his ambitions and motivations are. It's certainly possible that the approach of the business could be different with more free speech, but it's not clear to me that's what's exactly going to happen. So we'll hope for the best, but I'm just saying that competition would be great, and these tech companies, broadly speaking, seem to have this immunity, and that would be one of the ways that legislatively we could fix the problem.
But you're speaking of Section 230, which would give Twitter legal liability for the things that people tweet. Right now, they're immune from that liability, so they have this sort of shield and freedom to operate however they want.
Yes,
but no one in Washington on either side of the aisle has chosen to do anything about that.
Right, no, absolutely. Well, some senators have pushed that case. Josh Hawley has, for example. But what I'm saying is that if you had, and it's not just Twitter, it's all the social media companies have been able to basically editorialize and have immunity. But if you let people just basically tweet or Instagram whatever they wanted, I would argue that the ability of people to block others and to basically decide who you want it to follow, you let the market work for itself. It would probably work well. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. But Chris, pivoting to another financial issue, the CEO of Robinhood, an American financial services company, now saying Dogecoin, right? That's another Dogecoin, sort of like Bitcoin, could become the internet's currency, the cryptocurrency, which was created as a joke. So, Chris, what do you say here? Do you think it's time to buy some Dogecoin and the NFT world and Bitcoin? What do you think we're supposed to do over here?
Well, I'm still upset with myself that I didn't start Watchdog Coin a few years ago and tried to get involved in this racket. Dogecoin's a little bit more stable than some of the other ones. However, what exactly is it? And I kind of take the whole Tom Hanks approach in big. If I don't get it, I'm staying out of it, and I don't get a lot of this stuff, quite frankly. And you call it coins, they call it currency. You cannot run a business if you're going to be taking in money and it could move anywhere between 10 to 15% over the course of a day. You can't do that. I mean, most businesses don't have those types of margins. They were talking about Dogecoin and mentioning that it's not able to conduct enough transactions per second. I think the credit card companies are more 65, 70,000 per second. Dogecoin's another one. I don't know, but I'm not going to be turning my money into Dogecoin and been buying things on the internet anytime soon.
Well, it's not based on any tangible asset either. It's not like gold backed or anything like that. So, like you said, 10, 15, 20. I mean, we see Bitcoin go all
Too
over
much
the place.
volatility.
Yeah, Joe, real quick. You know, I got to ask you, Russian economy contraction predicted at 10% this year. I got about 20 seconds left. What do you think?
Maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, the ruble is back to where it was basically pre-invasion, and as long as Russia can run a current account surplus, that currency might actually stay stronger than people think. Yeah. Whether it's 10%, -5, -20, no one knows.
But if oil hovers around $100 a barrel, it's going to be tough for their economy to take a hit. Joe, Chris, appreciate you joining us this morning.
Happy Easter.
All right, folks.
Happy Easter.